Salem, USA. In the tapestry of daytime drama, few threads are as brilliantly volatile as the teenage emotional explosion. It is a genre trope as old as the medium itself. The simmering resentment, the loaded glance across the town square, and finally, the cathartic, relationship-shattering eruption. On May 12th, Days of Our Lives delivers a masterclass in this specific narrative art form. The spoilers promise a day where legacy characters seek wisdom, secrets surface over coffee, and one young woman's grief ignites a firestorm that could redefine Salem's next generation. At the heart of the hour is a collision course set in motion months ago. Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimus, versus Tate Black, Leo Howard. But to dismiss this as merely another teen spat would be to ignore the sophisticated character architecture that head writer Ron Carlivati and his team have constructed. This isn't about a lost necklace or a misunderstood text message. This is about the weaponization of guilt, the performance of remorse, and the brutal mathematics of trauma. Act 1. The unforgivable geometry of grief. According to the May 12th spoilers, Holly lashes out at Tate. Let's sit with that verb for a moment. To lash out implies a whip crack of emotion, fast, painful, and indiscriminate. For weeks, Holly has been orbiting the epicenter of a tragedy that has no clear villain. The drug-related incident that nearly claimed her life and did claim the life of her friend has left her in a purgatory of survival guilt. She is breathing, but she doesn't feel entitled to the air. Tate, conversely, has been playing the role of the contrite accomplice. He carries himself with the slumped shoulders of a boy who has been told he is a monster and is starting to believe it. The creative genius of this arc is that Tate is not actually a villain. He is a cautionary tale about bad judgment. But to a grieving Holly, nuance is a luxury she cannot afford. On Monday, when Holly lashes out, we can expect the dialogue to transcend typical soap opera shouting. Watch for the specificity of her accusations. She won't just call him stupid or reckless. She will likely articulate the geometry of her loneliness. That Tate's presence is a mirror reflecting her own bad choices. He is the living, breathing consequence she has to look at every day. By attacking him, she is really trying to kill the part of herself that survived when someone else did not. This is not drama. This is psychological excavation. The creative risk here is audience sympathy. By having Holly go on the offensive, the writers test our ability to hold two truths at once. Holly is a victim, and Holly can be cruel. It is a gray area storytelling that feels desperately modern, moving beyond the good twin, bad twin binaries of Salem's past. Act 2. The good doctor's ultimate test. While the teens combust, the adults are playing a longer, more seasoned game. Belle Black, Martha Madison, finds herself in unfamiliar territory. She does not have the answer. Belle has always been the overachieving princess of the Brady Black clan. She is an attorney, a pragmatist, the one who usually rolls her eyes at the family's supernatural crises. But on May 12th, she asks Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, for advice. This scene is a directorial gift. Marlena's office, with its leather chair and the looming portrait of Satan from the infamous Possession storyline, is a character in itself. When Belle walks through that door, she is not just asking her mother for help. She is seeking an audience with the high priestess of Salem's collective trauma. The creative brilliance of this beat lies in the inversion of power. Belle is likely dealing with a legal or romantic entanglement that has no clean exit. But notice who she calls. She bypasses her father, John. She bypasses her brother, Brady. She goes to the therapist. In an era where mental health is finally being treated with nuance on television, DOOL is leaning into its strengths. Marlena's advice won't be magical. It will be clinical. She will likely ask Belle, what is the feeling beneath the problem? Expect a scene filled with pregnant pauses. Marlena has counseled serial killers, look-alikes, and demonic entities. A troubled daughter is a walk in the park, but also her greatest emotional blind spot. The dramatic tension comes from watching Belle realize that her mother is treating her as a patient first and a daughter second. Will that professional distance heal her or wound her further? Act 3. The quiet subversion of Ari and Liam amid the shouting and the psychoanalysis. The spoilers tease a radically quiet counterpoint. Ari opens up to Liam. In the loud world of daytime, the quiet conversation is a dying art. Shows often skip the exposition for the explosion. But the May 12th script seems to understand that intimacy is its own kind of spectacle. Ariana Horton, likely played with a world-weary maturity beyond her years, depending on the current casting cycle, has carried the weight of her parents' chaos for her entire childhood. Liam, often a peripheral player, becomes the unexpected confessor. The creativity here is in the mismatch. Ari isn't opening up to a relative or a best friend. She is opening up to someone who exists slightly outside the blast radius of the Kuriakis-Horton feud. This allows her to speak without the fear of retribution or overprotection. Listen for the subtext. When Ari opens up, she isn't just talking about boys or school. Given the legacy of this character, the daughter of Nicole Walker and the late Daniel Jonas, raised amidst kidnapping and custody battles, her opening up is likely a meta-commentary on generational trauma. She is realizing that the chaos of Salem is not normal. She is looking for an escape route. Liam's response will be the tell. If he listens without trying to solve her problems, he becomes a new kind of hero, the active listener. The narrative architecture of May 12th. What makes this collection of spoilers a creativity news story rather than just a plot summary is the intentionality of the rhythm. The episode is structured like a symphony. 1. The explosion, Holly and Tate, high volume, high stakes, physical blocking that suggests a predator, Holly cornering her prey, Tate. 2. The meditation, Belle and Marlena, static camera, two-shot framing, focusing on micro-expressions and tears that don't fall. 3. The confession, Ari and Liam, natural lighting, perhaps the Brady pub or a park bench, symbolizing a space outside of the Gothic mansions of Salem. The show is doing something radical. It is trusting its younger actors to carry the drama without the safety net of supernatural gimmicks. No possession. No doppelgangers. Just a girl looking at a boy and saying, "I can't look at you because when I do, I hate myself for still being here." For lapsed viewers, May 12th is the day to tune back in. The spoilers suggest an episode that breathes. We will see Holly's fury as a form of love turned inside out. We will see Marlena's professionalism as a shield against her own maternal anxiety. And we will see Ari's vulnerability as the seed of the next generation's rebellion. The creativity of Days of Our Lives has always been its ability to scale the operatic down to the personal. The devil doesn't need to possess anyone on May 12th. Grief has already moved in, and it is demanding rent from everyone, especially poor Tate, who is about to learn that in Salem, being forgiven is much harder than being hated.